Last week on Battle of the Network Reality Stars.
Here we go. Simon says, put up your right hand. That's the idea.
What began as a friendly competition escalated into all-out war.
That's what I'm talking about. Come on.
Team Miz took the day while the last place team was forced to eliminate 2 of its players.
Jimmy. There we go. Charlotte, Duncan, come on up. Good luck, everybody.
Then came a surprise reality twist.
Miz, since your team won the day, you can play God.
Is green more damaging or light blue?
Light blue.
Focus here.
With the intention to weaken Team Jervis, Team Miz moved Jervis, the captain, and Tina over to Team Coral.
Welcome. And now, the former Team Jervis, meet your 2 new teammates, Jerry Manthe and David Daskell. Beautiful.
Hi, everyone. I'm Mike Adamle, and welcome to magnificent Malibu, California. We're overlooking the campus of Pepperdine University, where in the 70s and 80s, primetime TV's biggest stars put their bodies and reputations on the line in a classic series known as Battle of the Network Stars. Well, now that tradition continues. We're in week 3 of the competition. After today, we will eliminate 1 team. Joining me on today's coverage, Trishelle Canatella of The Real World, Omarosa Manigault-Stallworth of The Apprentice, and with reports on team strategies, America's favorite bachelor, Bob Guiney. Today's 3 events: football, soapbox derby, and the relay race. On the line today, $10,000, prizes, and plenty of pride. Let's go to the locker room where the stink from last week's reshuffling is still being felt.
Okay, you guys, do we want to think about a lineup for the relay?
Last week I was on the light blue team, ended up getting swapped on teams, so I wasn't happy about it. My team wasn't happy about it. I think everybody's pretty down about it, but you got to roll with the punches. So now I'm wearing red, and I got to represent for the red.
The red team is Team Coral.
Will Weichel, Big Brother.
Coral Smith, Real World, back to New York.
Jervis Peterson, Survivor.
Adam Mesh, Average Joe.
Evan Marriott, Joe Millionaire.
Rachel Love Fraser, The Swan.
Melissa Howard, Real World.
Tina Fabulous, The Bachelor.
On that relay, if we have to have 6, we need either him in the front or me in the front or Will in the middle. The 3 of us need to be on the front, middle, and end. In the middle or catching the end.
I'm really fast.
She ran track.
The 2
Okay. Well, then that's even better.
The fastest should go left.
Let me tell you, if we're gonna win any day, it's gonna be today.
Yeah.
Because if we don't win today, then we just need to pack it up and go.
Right.
Straight up, I think we got a solid team. Honestly, I think this team right here is even better than my old team.
I really feel that like the red team, who we really didn't think is a competitor, we made them a little stronger, which still doesn't make them a huge competitor. Green team's still a competitor, and blue team has went down.
Blue team
our biggest threat has just went down.
Blue took away Tina and Jarvis and really flip-flopped the red and the blue team.
I don't feel bad for the light blue team. Oh my God, it's a game. And you know when they're coming in here and they're like, wah, crying.
I just would have made one team so weak and then made it a 2-team race.
No, it's not the way we were thinking.
Some people are going to be upset. Obviously, what we did upset most of the blue team.
Every team here has thought you guys as a threat. And so we were like, we're going to take away our threat.
Dude, you think it's gonna change our mind? You know what? Yeah, if our team broke up, it sucks. And I'm gonna be the first to admit I'd be mad. But I'm not gonna go to the other team and try to analyze it. Get on with your life, move on. Your team sucks now.
The blue team is Team Miz.
Bradford Cohen, The Apprentice. Richard Hatch, Original Survivor.
Brian Starr, American Idol.
Myrna Hindoyan, The Amazing Race.
Heidi Bressler, The Apprentice.
Valerie Penso, Temptation Island.
Burton Roberts, Survivor.
Mike the Miz, The Real World.
One team. The whole team goes home.
This is not good.
Guys, we
really
have to win this.
We have to. We do. It's not an option.
I'm not familiar with the football.
I mean, I played football before, so. Richard, can you catch?
I think I could catch. I've never played football.
Okay, you're playing.
The reason why I was like Richard there is because if we do kind of like a zigzag, he can pick for me. And then I'm open. You know what I mean? He's a bigger
I even know what that meant.
Okay, that's a good sign. Okay.
Wait, excuse me. Are you guys looking at what this says?
After Jervis was taken off our team and sent to the red team, we had the responsibility of picking a new captain. Immediately, Jonathan said, I'm the captain, I'm the captain, I'm the captain, I'm the captain now. And we're all like, no, you're not. And Chris and I stood up and said, no, bro, we're drawing again. So we drew it out of a box, and I just cringed when Jerry pulled out his name.
Baker.
All right.
Congratulations.
I don't think anybody's really going to pay attention too much to Jonathan, even if he's team captain or not. I mean, he's a good guy, he's a nice person, but at the end of the day, he doesn't really have any force behind anybody. He's more laughed at than laughed with.
Make you guys proud. New captain. Gonna make them proud.
Right.
The light blue team is now being led by Jack Nicholson in The Shining.
They're going down, down, down.
The light blue team is now Team Jonathan.
Brittany Browler, America's Next Top Model.
Mike Boogie Mallon, Big Brother.
Jerry Manthe, Survivor.
Jonathan Baker.
Victoria Fuller,
Amazing Race.
Wendy Pepper, Project Runway.
David Daskell, Average Joe. Chris Russo, The Apprentice.
How much do you weigh?
I love you, bro. This guy all he asks, how much you weigh?
How much do you weigh?
190.
What do you weigh?
185.
That's for the soapbox. How much do you weigh?
I'm still 181, bro.
Here's the other thing.
It's
so box.
I'm terrible at building.
Let's go.
You're gonna have to step up.
I can build.
Okay,
You know how to build shit? I can build.
Everybody has to build.
Everybody else.
Everyone's building.
Everyone's building.
Yeah.
Do you know how to build stuff? You seem like a handy girl.
We all have to build.
I
can build, bro.
and materials, I can build.
Okay.
How much you weigh?
One team's going home.
Today. It says one team.
Why didn't they say losing team?
The green team is Team Chip.
Matt Gould, Joe Schmo.
Susan Hawk, Survivor.
Will Kirby, Big Brother.
Chip.
And Kim,
The Amazing Race.
Nikki McKibben, American Idol.
Theo Von Kernatowski, Road Rules.
Ryan Worth, Average Joe.
College football. I'm playing quarterback for the women. I'm playing receiver for the men.
Okay.
All right.
Dude. The driver's going. Who wants to receive with the women?
That's it? Yeah.
For some reason, my team is highly underestimating me. I'm starting to think it's because I claim to be good at the joust and fell off in 5 seconds.
People are stepping up saying, oh, I could do that, I could do that. And then you see, man, you just told me, I asked you on a scale from 1 to 10, could you do this? And then they get up there and they look like a 2 when they told me they were a 10.
I've been playing football since the 3rd grade.
You look me in the eye. I like you looking me in the eye like that. Just like on the jousting, I'm gonna let you make the call. If you look me in the eye, but this time, because it would be cool for you to redeem everything.
I'm confident in my football abilities. I'm from Pittsburgh, PA. I've been playing football my whole life.
Our first event is football, and it's a battle classic. In 1977, Penny Marshall made this spectacular catch in the end zone to win it for ABC. Now, almost 30 years later, football is back, revived for our reality stars of today. To help referee the close calls, an original cast member of Battle of the Network Stars, the greatest American hero, who could forget William Catt. And he's welcomed with a serenade of his show's theme song. Bet he doesn't hear that often. The rules. 2 teams go head-to-head in 2-hand touch. Each team gets 4 plays, all starting at the 15-yard line. The team on offense will line up 1 quarterback, 2 receivers. The team on defense will line up 1 rusher and 2 defensive backs. Receptions inside the 5-yard line are worth 3 points. Touchdowns are worth 7. Other ways points are scored, sacking the quarterback or intercepting a pass. Also, penalties bring points to the board. Offensive interference gives 3 points to the team on defense. Defensive interference awards 3 points to the offense, 7 points if the penalty is called in the end zone. A random draw plays the matchups like so. The winner of the Team Miz, Team Jonathan matchup will face the winner of the Team Coral, Team Chip matchup in the final. The first matchup between Team Miz and Team Jonathan has already taken place, and here's what happened. Pick it up with David Daskell and his team. Team Jonathan in the lead, 3-0. Burton of Survivor, waiting, rolling to his right, going deep and finding the Miz. Touchdown! 7 big points and the lead for Team Miz. Now Team Jonathan take their turn on offense. Chris Russo of The Apprentice going downtown for the average Joe. David Daskell almost gets it, but there's a flag on the play.
Defensive pass interference on Mike the Miz. 3 points for the offense.
We're tied? I can't help that he's smaller than me. I can knock him out of the way.
Mike the Miz getting a flashback to when he was a competitor on WWE SmackDown. Last play on offense for Team Miz. Burton flushed out of the pocket by Chris Russo. The sack, that gives them 1 point and ties the game up with just 1 play remaining. Last play on offense for Team Jonathan. Last play of the game. Chris Russo back to pass and picked off by Mike the Miz. His team advances to the finals in football. Team Jonathan will now have to settle for a spot in the consolation round.
Yes, it matters! The idea is the pick! What didn't you understand about that?
I was afraid he was going to pick it off.
Afraid? What do you mean afraid? He did pick it off.
Mike Boogie, a big brother, upset with David Daskell, saying he ran an average Joe route, costing his team the game. And they're still going at it.
Why am I blaming you? Because we agreed on one thing. 2 guys run out and go like that. We did it 20 seconds earlier.
Come on, Boogie, dude. No.
Don't talk.
I still don't think it was like my fault. I was open where I was. He just threw the ball to the other team, but it's all good.
I might be packing my bags because this idiot comes in here today. He wasn't even on this team. He wasn't a part of the show. And, you know, he's messing with my money right now.
I still think he's an actor. It's just physically impossible for this guy to be that goofy.
Mike Boogie would like to send him back to his former day job, sorting mail. Team Miz advances to the finals. They now await the winner of Game 2 between Team Coral and Team Chip. And some debate on Team Coral as to who should play and who should sit out.
I think we should let you play.
I walked over and I said something to the effect of, you know, maybe we should switch up the teams, and then a house fell on me.
I don't think you're paying attention, so be quiet.
Oh,
You're
she's
out.
mad.
Same team. Let's
Hey,
go.
wait a minute. Hey, chill the out.
No, go do your girl. She was on the side.
Coral and Evan, they just really don't care. You know, which is fine, but I mean, if they're in such a great position that 10 grand means nothing or winning means nothing, then I still don't understand the point in them being here.
You're costing me 10 grand because you don't care. You might as well just go home.
His heart is 110% into going after that 10 grand. And mine's not quite there. You know, I'm more, let's everybody have fun and get along.
There's no reason for everybody to be getting
I know, Evan. There's no reason for anything.
You're definitely gonna play. You are the only one that won anything.
Please go out there. You're the best player. Go.
The debate was settled, and Tina Fabulous finally gets her rose with the interception.
She's Tina! She's Tina! She's fabulous!
Team Chip looking to fight back. Theo V finding an American Idol in the end zone. Nikki McKibben.
Told you I could catch a ball. Okay.
Team Green captain Chip going deep for his team. What a catch in the end zone by Joe Schmo. Chance now for the original average Joe, Adam Mesh, with a chance to bring his team back, but he is picked off. Joe Schmo, the MVP of this team, no doubt about it, and Adam the GOAT.
You didn't lose the game.
We were down 14-3, and I had 3 passes to score 2 touchdowns. I don't think I did well.
Earlier in the day, my team felt like I was a little slow, but I'm from Pittsburgh. That's what we do, straight out of the womb. We play football.
Yeah, they do. So Team Miz and Team Chip will face off for the football championship. And here's what's at stake. The winner of this event will get 100 points towards their overall total. The runner-up will get 75. Third and fourth place finishers will earn 50 and 25 points respectively. Here we go. Football final. Team Miz, Team Chip, ready to get it on. Team Miz on offense first, Robert Starr and Hindoyan against Team Chip. On defense, Brian Worth, Susan Hawk, Nikki McKibben, a former cheerleader on defense. And Brian Worth tags him in the backfield, a sack. That's worth 1 point. Team Chip with the early lead. Time now for the Verizon replay and another look at the determination of the average Joe, Brian Worth, getting his man. Brian wetting his whistle as Team Chip now goes on offense. They send in Theo as their quarterback. Nikki of American Idol and Sue of Survivor, the receivers. Team Miz will defend with Burton as the rusher. Ryan will try to be a star, and Myrna will try to lay down the law as defensive backs. Theo with time, dropping back. Sue Hawk wide open. The finals of football. Here's what happened in the consolation game between Team Coral and Team Jonathan. The Swan going deep, but getting her wings clipped.
Nice.
Get out of my face, guys!
The Swans' feathers ruffled, but none the worse for wear, and her team cruised to a 6-3 victory over Team Jonathan. With the championship yet to be decided, Team Chip holding a 1-point lead over Team Miz in the championship game. Theo V, the quarterback for Team Chip. He'll be throwing to Nikki McKibben and Sue Hawk of Survivor. Team Miz defends with Burton, Ryan, and Myrna. Myrna speaks 5 languages, but football not one of them. Theo V going deep for Sue Hawk, and Myrna comes up with the pass defense. Didn't hurt that Theo's pass was more like a wounded duck.
You have to stay on who your first initial guard.
Team Miz now on offense. Burton lobbing one for the end zone. Hey, but where's Ryan? Where's Myrna?
Keep running. Keep running. I say just keep running.
And Burton Roberts throwing it to where they're not.
I can't.
Ready? Team Chip now.
Set. Hut. Rush.
Here comes Burton on the rush. Off his back foot, incomplete.
Interference. She wasn't looking at the ball.
Team Chip looking for the interference call. Ryan Starr and Nikki McKibben, once dueling voices on the first season of American Idol, now unlikely adversaries in football. We're down to the last 4 plays of the football final. Team Miz goes on offense.
One more.
Burton Roberts, Richard Hatch, and Mike the Miz.
They need 3.
Team Chip will defend Average Joe, Joe Schmo, and Road Rules. Brian Worth, Matt Gould, and Theo Von Kernatowski. Burton dropping back. Looking for Miz all the way, overthrown, but Miz wants the call.
That's it. Come on, Matt. Defense.
Defensive pass interference on green. Blue is awarded 7 points. Touchdown.
A huge penalty. You be the judge here. 7 points for Team Miz.
I think it's ready.
They now lead 7-1. Chip McAllister now taking the reins for Team Chip. He connects with Joe Schmo in the end zone. 7 points right back at you, Team Miz. They're the new leaders by a point. Amazing pass from the man from the Amazing Race, delivering the big score late in the game.
Set. Hut.
Last chance now for Team Miz. Can they answer? Burton survives to avoid the sack and finds another survivor, Richard Hatch. Richard getting jiggy with it.
3 points.
That's good enough for 3 points and the lead. Team Miz leads 10-8. And forget about the catch. What about the touchdown dance? Now that's some serious excessive celebration.
Oh my God, that was beautiful.
Sue Hawk didn't think it was beautiful. Team Chip with their last play on offense, last play of the game. It all comes down to this.
I said, listen, no offense to you, Theo. No offense to you, Chip, but you should not be throwing the ball to anyone but me right now. Richard Hatch, he can't cover me.
Hatch's not buying that. Chip McAllister won the Amazing Race. Now can he win the football game? Pumping left, firing right. Joe Schmo all alone. Touchdown. Team Chip wins it. Joe Schmo was right. Hatch, you can't touch this. And Chip McAllister, who once played young Muhammad Ali in The Greatest, shows why he's the greatest here in football. The perfect throw to Joe Schmo. He's with Trishelle.
I'm going to say that I almost blew that game for us with a costly interference call. Theo got a little mad.
You let Richard Hatch score 3 points?
You know what?
Richard Hatch scored in your end zone.
I couldn't. No. He's a big guy. I couldn't get around him. I didn't think they were going to throw it to him. But really, we want to give props up. Big B stepped in.
Brian, let's talk about that real quick. Brian got the sack. Tell me about that.
Well, I wanted to do my best Rudy impersonation. I watched that movie. I love it. So that was me trying to be like Rudy.
All right, congratulations, Green Team, and that currently puts you in first place.
All right. Thank you. Yeah. What a catch in the back of the end zone. I felt like I was at an NFL game.
Played pretty well. I think friends and family at home will be proud.
David Daskell blew it. He's terrible. We decided to throw to him because they wouldn't be expecting it. And my man, for some reason, just ran straight out and just stood there like an idiot.
I didn't think it was anybody's fault. I was still open, even though I ran a different pattern than what we were playing at.
2 guys run out and go like that. We did it 20 seconds earlier.
I'd take David Daskell over Evan Marriott or Coral any day of the week.
It's that time of the month for Adam.
He's having some issues, not to mention he's in his second trimester.
Well, I don't think you're paying attention, so be quiet.
Playing football today is pretty funny. I think it's the first time I've ever played football.
Good catch. First time playing football? Are you kidding me?
But I had two testosterone-filled nuts on my team. You know, Burton and Mike the Miz. Holy crap, they're just... They start blowing up as we get nearer in the game. They pump up.
Team Chip's pumped up after getting 100 points for winning the first event. 2 more events remain. Today's last place team, remember, goes home. A lot has changed since Malibu first hosted this series back in the 1970s, including how we wear our hair. Fashion correspondent Austin Scarlett and Trishelle have more.
Well, you know, you and I both have a very hard act to follow. Back in the 70s and 80s, during the golden age of Battle of the Network Stars, both the guys and the girls had coiffures to kill for. Why don't we take a look?
Of course, there was Farrah Fawcett and her fabulous feathered flip. Other blonde beauties include Heather Locklear with her sexy golden locks, Nicolette Sheridan, then of Knots Landing, and Victoria Principal, Dallas's red-hot redhead. The men back then were the ones who had hair, liked to show it off. Scott Baio inspired a generation of Chachi wannabes, and Michael J. Fox sported the long, sophisticated winged look that stayed hot well into the next decade. And let's not forget the fantastic fro of Gabe Kaplan, and of course, there was Kojak.
Thanks, Austin. More from Malibu when we return. Event in the books in Team Chip, in the lead over Team Miz, Team Coral, and Team Jonathan. At the end of the day, the last place team is going home. Our second event is the Soapbox Derby. But before racing their vehicles down this very steep hill, our teams must first build them. How those soapboxes are built will have a bearing on the speed.
Well, you know, I've always said that if you want to watch drama ensue, ask a group of people to build something.
So it was game on. Each team was given only 30 minutes to construct their soapboxes.
I think as simple as possible will be fine.
The simpler we make this thing, the easier it's going to be.
I can buy anything.
That stands like this, don't you think?
That's why I'm concerned right now about what's going on.
These are what we need to have.
Yes. Younger days, I was called Melissa Tooltime Howard, so I'm pretty good at putting things together.
So I would like to give us some flames. I just want us to have a little style. I really enjoyed building the soapbox, and the only thing I was bummed out was that I wanted to make flames for the front of our soapbox.
This isn't rocket science.
We were given 30 minutes to put the soapbox together. Now look, God didn't bless me with charisma, good looks, or intelligence, but I can build a soapbox car like a freak.
Just turn it.
Turn it.
Bro, stop with the labels, bro. You just stop with the labels. Come on. I am not going to brake at all.
You brake with this,
right?
But these, you guide with
You can actually steer with
the steering we have got to figure out. We have nothing about the steering.
I think everything's good now.
High-tech stuff.
It doesn't make a difference. It's all for show.
We all actually came together and actually ended up being 8 cooks making the perfect soapbox stew.
I like this.
You know.
I like this.
All right, let's test it. Let's build it.
$25,000 car.
BEA. I like this.
Do you want absolutely. Jonathan, he's the captain, so it's his decision. We're going to let him go on this one. If he comes through, then he's a hero. If not, it's the last decision he's going to be making.
No surprise, Jonathan has elected himself to drive his team's soapbox. Mike Boogie will provide the push, and here now Bob Guinea with the rest of the lineups.
Thanks, Mike. Yeah, I think we're going to see some interesting stuff coming with Jonathan as a captain. He might be basically doing every event for his team. Now, Team Miz is going with Burton as a driver. The Miz, who's the team captain, is providing the push there. Here's Team Chip. They're going with speedster Theo of Road Rules. Can he master this road? Captain Chip will be pushing him down the hill as well. And Team Coral, who I think is the team to beat in this event, will give the wheel to another Survivor alum in Jervis, with Joe Millionaire providing the shove, and a very expensive shove at that. They're going to be the first to race their soapbox. Remember that each team will race their vehicles separately, and the fastest time wins.
And Jervis off to a blazing start. Attacking the course the same way he attacked Borneo in Survivor 1, yet still maintaining control. He was accused of being lackadaisical on Survivor, but that's not the case here. He's beloved by Team Coral. Great job by Team Coral in the assembly of the soapbox. Jervis using his hands for a little extra speed. That's okay. He crosses the finish line in a time of 35.80.
Going around the cones, I felt comfortable. I think around the third cone, I got a little wobbly on it, but I recovered. I just tried to lean into it and hopefully just pick up as much speed as possible.
Next up is Team Miz. Burton Roberts, the driver, and Mike the Miz will provide the push. And the Miz with the aggressive shove. Burton handling it okay. Burton Roberts, a competitor on Survivor Pearl Islands, the only player ever to be voted off twice in the same season, not being voted off this hill. But the question, can he beat the time of 35.80 just set by Jervis of Team Coral? Here he comes crossing the finish line. 34.66, Team Miz, they're the new leaders.
The cars are really twitchy, so I just wanted to get a clean run through. Didn't want to hit anything, but a little slow at the end, but not a bad time.
Next up, Team Jonathan, and remember, Jonathan, the team captain, elected himself to be the driver. He'll have a lot to answer for if this doesn't work out. His team certainly will give him hell if he doesn't perform well. Mike Boogie with the push, and there's a switch. Jonathan of the amazing race in a race against time being pushed instead of being the pusher. Decent, oh, down he goes. Now he's gonna turn that soapbox right side up, pointed in the right direction. Let's hope he doesn't throw one of his infamous temper tantrums here. In fact, Dr. Phil once dedicated an entire episode to Jonathan. Anger management issues, I guess, was the case. Jonathan now opting for the Winter Olympic skeleton luge approach. That doesn't seem to be making a difference. He's gonna slug his way to the finish line. His time slow, 44.58, and now he's gonna have to answer to his teammates.
After I pushed Jonathan at the start, I pulled out the wooden piece, started running down the hill to try to get a good look as he crossed the finish line. Instead, I saw him upside down on the track. There was a little part of me that kind of enjoyed it. I didn't want him hurt, but I kind of did like the fact that he was upside down on his head.
Jonathan going head over heels here in his soapbox derby. Here's Omarosa with more.
Jonathan, you were coming around there so fast, and then you totally wiped out. What happened there?
You know, on the last corner, it's very close to the hay, and I cut it just too close.
But you had a chance to recover, and you lay head first, and you come down, and you're crawling. What was the logic behind that?
No, I wanted to run with it and jump on my chest, and it just never picked up any speed.
How do you think your team's going to fare?
Not too good.
One more team left to go here in the Soapbox Derby. Can Team Chip beat the time set by Team Miz to win this event? Theo is the driver. Chip will provide the shove. And they're off. Welcome back to Battle of the Network Reality Stars. We're at the second event of the day, the Soapbox Derby, where Team Miz leads with a time of 34.66. Team Chip yet to go. Theo is their driver, and the captain, Chip McAllister, will provide the shove.
Go.
Team Miz looking on, and Theo is down the track. Almost loses control there, but manages to gain command of the vehicle. A veteran of road rules versus real-world challenges, can Theo master this challenge and give his team a second consecutive event win?
Get it, baby, get it! Use your
Sue
hands!
Hawk going crazy there. Use your hands, use your hands. Theo is listening because it's working. This one's going to be close. Time to beat 34.66, Theo's time. 34.42. He wins it by 24 hundredths of a second. And Team Miz cannot believe it.
Theo is fearless. That's why we had him as the driver. He just knows what to do, and that's what we need to win this.
Coming down the home stretch, some of my team members on the side, like showing hands, and I felt the car slowing down, so immediately I just threw my hands out, started kicking at the pavement. That really helped out. I think that kind of made the difference.
The car's exactly where it belongs. We lost by 10 seconds to all three teams. I can't even speculate, but I do know that 7-year-olds do a better job of racing these cars than Light Blue did.
I'm quite convinced that the aerodynamics of my Flame Edition would have reversed the torque that caused Jonathan to turn over.
I was going fast.
You were going fast.
If I would have cleared that one.
Yeah, I'm not going to sit here and complain about it, but right now the leadership on this team is pretty poor.
Show me how Jonathan went. All right. Okay, he's going.
Boy, oh boy, Jonathan Baker, everybody's punching bag. Meanwhile, with their victory here in the Soapbox, Team Chip has secured themselves a third-place finish or better. They're safe for another week. But Team Miz, Team Coral, and Team Jonathan are all in jeopardy. Because remember, the team in fourth place and last place at the end of the day is going home. One more event remains, the relay race, and it will take place at the very same track where a long, long time ago, the biggest stars in primetime put it all on the line to determine who was the fastest network of them all. Just like their predecessors, today's biggest reality stars will need to pull together in a relay race. 3 men and 3 women from each team. For Team Coral, it's Evan, Tina, Will, Coral, Melissa, and Jervis. For Team Jonathan, it's David Daskal, Jonathan, Jerry Manthe, Brittany, Chris, and Victoria. Team Miz, Bradford, Myrna, The Miz, Heidi, Ryan, Burton. And Team Chip, Joe Schmo, Nikki, Dr. Will, Kim, Sue the Survivor, Theo.
The next event is how I am going to score with my teammate Brittany from Top Model, because I have pretty much given up on events of the day.
I'm not a strong runner. Will's an okay runner. Nikki smokes, Sue smokes. Maybe if you drug a Marlboro or something in front of Nikki and Sue, they would get around the track quicker. That's actually a good idea.
We have a strong team for track. Jarvis is good. Coral, who's extremely fast. Melissa, who's tiny and fast.
I told my team if they don't win, I'm gonna kill them.
How are we gonna win the relay race? It's almost impossible. Mike pulled his groin. I have a broken foot. Hopefully there'll be some type of a twist that could save us, but we'll just wait and see. It's reality television, you never know.
I'm pretty much just gonna do some sideline time with Brittany, because I think it's gonna be a lot more productive.
So the teams are almost set. Jerry Manthe of Team Jonathan getting ready for her leg of the relay race. Can the survivor help bring her team to victory? Omarosa caught up with Jerry.
Now, Jerry, I know you're excited to be here, but there are a lot of folks who are very intimidated that you're here. Did you know that?
Really?
They see you as the ultimate survivor.
Little old me?
You have to admit, you were very tough on that show.
I'm a tough competitor. This event here is giving me the opportunity to have a little fun with the competition, so I'm not being as intense as I normally am.
Now, where do you see yourself in reality television history? What's your place? What's your mark? We might have the same mark, unfortunately, but what's your mark in reality television history?
I'm the bitch of Survivor. I will always be the bitch of Survivor, and that's cool. You know, I've always said that if I was a man on that show, I would have been a hero. But because I was a strong, outspoken woman, I was made to be a bitch.
Good luck to you.
Thank you so much. I'm having so much fun.
All right, thanks, Omarosa. Meanwhile, a barefooted Joe Millionaire will begin the race for Team Coral. He really thinks he can run faster that way. Average Joe, David Daskal, will start for Team Jonathan, Apprentice Bradford Cohen for Team Miz, and Joe Schmo, Matt Gould, for Team Chip. Team Chip with 200 points is mathematically safe for another week. However, the other 3 teams sit on the bubble. The team that finishes in last place at the end of the day is going home. 125 points to the winner of this relay race. The staggered positioning at the start ensures that each team runs the exact same distance. They must stay in their lanes through the first 2 legs only. In the 3rd leg, racers in the outside lane will be allowed to come to the inside lanes. It's a fair start, and here we go. Evan of Team Coral on the inside, then David of Team Jonathan, Bradford of Team Miz, and Joe Schmo of Team Chip, as David is falling behind early, putting his team into an early hole. Joe Schmo with the lead for Team Chip hands it off to Nikki McKibben of American Idol. Remember, the team that finishes in 4th place at the end of the day in the overall standings is going home. Team Chip is safe. The other 3 teams need to stay alive. Team Jonathan. Jonathan Baker handing off to Jerry Manthe. She's in first, but here comes Mike the Miz taking over the lead for Team Miz. And turning it on as he heads for the curve. Jerry Manthe in the light blue being passed by Dr. Will. Team Chip now in second, and here comes Will Weichel for Team Coral in red. Jerry Manthe falling well off the pace. And that could be the beginning of the end for Team Jonathan. 4th leg coming up. Mike the Miz about to hand off to his teammate Heidi from The Apprentice. Kim McAllister now setting sail for Team Chip. Melissa Howard for Team Coral. And Brittany gets it for Team Jonathan. She has an awful lot of ground to make up with 2 legs remaining. Heidi passing the baton to Ryan Starr of Team Miz. Now Susan Hawks got it for Team Chip. Ryan, a Surreal Life cast member, looking surreal with the way she's running here. And about to pass the baton to Burton Roberts for the 6th and final leg. Victoria Fuller in the light blue getting the baton for Team Jonathan. Her mission is to hold off Team Chip and Theo V.
And Theo has passed Victoria. Burton Roberts of Team Miz. Jervis Peterson, Team Coral, hot on his trail. Down the final straightaway they come. Burton Roberts, can he hold off the speedy Peterson? He does, and Team Miz wins it. It was Survivor versus Survivor down the stretch. VOV finishes third for Team Chip. Victoria Fuller crossing the finish line for Team Jonathan. A victorious Team Miz celebrating a great win here in the relay race. Burton Roberts holding off the final surge of Jervis of Team Coral. There with Trishelle.
Myrna!
Did you see the blonde?
Oh my
streak?
goodness, girl. There was just a trail of blonde. I've been running all my life, so I was happy to do it. I was so surprised. Burton, for the anchor of the team, you killed it.
Burton is very tired. All I could hear was, go Jervis, go Jervis, go Jervis. And I knew he was behind me.
Move your ass!
Congratulations, Blue Team. You won for the day.
So here's how things stand. Team Miz finishes first. Team Chip comes in second. Team Coral winds up third. Team Jonathan in fourth. But they might not be going home just yet. First and second place teams, congratulations.
Nobody go home. Nobody goes home on this team.
Third and fourth place teams, it's not over yet. You see, back in 1976, on this very same track here at Pepperdine University, in the original Battle of the Network Stars, team captains Robert Conrad and Gabe Kaplan waged an unforgettable duel, racing against each other in the 100-yard dash to decide a winner.
You and I want to run 100 to see who the fastest is? Yes, go. All right.
Well, we decided deja vu all over again's a good thing. Now, third place team, since you finished in third place, we're going to give you the advantage of selecting the fastest person on your team, male or female. And the fourth place team, you must pick a racer of the same gender. It's 100-yard dash, winner takes all, loser goes home.
Considering we have a Kenyan on our team, guess we'll pick him.
There's no one in this whole contest as fast as Jervis. No. Do the math.
We're gonna do it. Our broken foot guy's gonna do it.
Even though my foot's fractured, I was still the fastest one on the track on the last race. So it didn't come. It's not slowing me down. It's just a case of pain.
I'm afraid of your foot.
Bro, I passed all three of those people.
They were girls.
The only way that the blue team has a chance is if they go break Jervis's leg. Honestly, I think he's faster than both of us. Okay, bro?
My only thought is I could sleep a lot better after this if Chris went up against Jervis. You know, Jonathan has not really risen to the occasion at times.
You did the car race.
It's fine. I don't have a problem if that's where you want to go.
Down to the end, please.
Chris, you can definitely do this, man. No chance in hell.
Woo, man, it's deja vu all over again here at Pepperdine. We got the light blue team and the red team. I don't know if you guys just watched the last race, but these two guys were both blazing around the track. It comes down to a foot race for the winner. It's all or nothing right here at Pepperdine. I don't want to hurt my boy Chris, but I got to go with Jervis on this one. We're going to see what happens, though. Take it away, Mike.
Thanks, Bob. The runoff about to begin. It all comes down to one final race. Chris Russo with the fortunes of Team Jonathan on his shoulders. Jervis Peterson carrying the load for Team Coral. In the first ever Battle of the Network Stars in 1976, a controversy arose in the relay race between ABC and NBC. A disputed handoff got NBC captain Robert Conrad all fired up.
I love it. Right now, let's run it again with ABC. We'll tell you who the winner is, clearly. When I want to run 100 to see who the fastest is? Yes.
Conrad then challenged ABC team captain Gabe Kaplan to a winner-take-all runoff to settle it. The rest is history. And history is about to be rewritten today. Another 100-yard runoff with major implications. The outcome will be the final word on which team stays and which team goes home. Will it be Team Jonathan and Chris Russo or Team Coral and Jervis Peterson? They're about to go head-to-head to settle it. And it's a fair start. Jervis Peterson turning on the burners. He is moving, and Chris Russo just not in the same league, especially with a sprained foot. Team Coral will live to see another day. Team Jonathan, despite a gutsy performance by Chris Russo, is going home. It came down to a run-up between third and fourth, Team Coral and Team Jonathan, and thanks to that man, Jervis Peterson, Team Coral survives. Omarosa's with Team Jonathan.
I have to tell you, I was shocked at the decision to run Chris because I understand that you're injured, Chris. Are you running on an injured foot?
I busted it a few weeks ago, but I think I rebroke it this morning, but it's irrelevant. There was no way of beating that guy.
Why the decision not to run? You're such a strong...
Because a lot of the team wanted Chris to run, and it was just, everybody wanted Chris to run, so.
Well, you all made a very difficult decision, and unfortunately, there was not a win here. But
Well, I have to tell you, I thought that they should have matched it up weight to weight.
So, Jonathan, do you think you were robbed here?
Yes, I definitely think that it wasn't fair because nobody on that team they all weigh more than us and they're all stronger than us, and that's been the whole day today.
Well, fair or not, that's the end of the road for the light blue team. You've been a great competitor. Sad to see you go.
Thank you so much.
Jervis, you had your whole team's fate riding on you at the end. How did that feel?
It felt great. You know what? We did terrible at the beginning of the day, but when it comes down to it, you know, Rachel couldn't perform. Tina stepped in huge. I mean, everybody will. I mean,
We had shoeless Evan Marriott.
Evan starting off. I mean, my team came together, so it felt great to just, you know, do my part.
That's awesome. So you guys avoided elimination for at least another week. Congratulations. You guys did great today. Thanks.
So we say goodbye to all of Team Jonathan. We'll certainly miss the beautiful Brittany, the voluptuous Victoria, Chris's charisma, joyful Jerry, bodacious Mike Boogie, the always in fashion Wendy, America's favorite dork David, and of course the biggest mouth in reality TV, Jonathan.
What a shame. What a shame. I just got here, for God's sakes.
It's horrible. He was my teammate yesterday, my captain. Even if my foot was 100% healthy, there's no way I could have beat him. That guy's a gazelle.
Kind of ironic. It's just kind of ironic that Jervis was our team captain and then he knocks us out and sends us home.
Going on record again saying they should have matched it weight to weight. This is my problem. If you add up all the men's weight on our team, you know, nobody is more than 180.
John's a whack job, man. This guy's talking about weight. He's complaining about everything. Every challenge he's complaining about. Just come out and perform. That's all it is to it.
I don't have anything to say. I'm a sore loser.
This is why we lost the Amazing Race.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Our biggest problem on the light blue team, there was a couple who loved to fight.
What mistakes did I make today?
You didn't make any mistakes today, but you're a sore loser.
And that kind of energy is not conducive to winning.
You know what? Go away. Let
It doesn't matter. I can't get a word in edgewise. He knows how to get me mad. I know how to get him mad. We just know each other really well, and we know how to push each other's buttons.
Don't sweat it, man. Don't cry. The only advice I could give any other team that's left is don't get too excited, because with the twists, you just never know.
Ready? Next week on Battle of the Network Reality Stars, tears, emotion, twists, and the most cutthroat competition yet.
If we freaking lose, we go home. We do not lose today.